Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? It's 2:21 in the morning, and I can't sleep. My dog can't sleep, and I don't know what the hell's going on these days. It's Sunday, the 28th of July, 2024. A very zombie-like Weaver John City of Roseman, California, growls at you. And yeah, checking the tubes, see what's going on, checking the histories that I've got. And still getting pissed off at a lot of the independents who think they know what the hell they're talking about, and their viewpoint's only the viewpoint. These guys keep forgetting science. I swear to God. These guys don't want to. They just want their own damn viewpoints and want their own voice boxes and people to belong to them in the first place. That's why they keep asking for subscribers, likes, because they want people to be just like them. I'm sorry. I'm not being like them. I am not them. And if nobody likes it, I don't give a rat's ass. They are themselves, and they got their own opinions, their own viewpoints about things. I get pissed off enough when I keep dealing with my own damn neighbors over here. Have their own viewpoints. Okay, fine. They got their own viewpoints. They keep saying that democracy is wonderful. Well, democracy, they keep forgetting what the principles of the damn thing are because they barely remember what the general principle, what they learned back in school about it. We're supposed to be land of the free and home of the brave and all that cliche stuff. Well, I tell you that, but we're not. If we were, we wouldn't be in the mess we are right now. But then again, we'd probably be in a different mess already. That dog is so fussy. A while ago, we had coyotes in the neighborhood. We're still there. Probably driving my dog crazy, but she's fussing as usual. And regarding some of the videos I've been seeing, just reluctantly at the time, trying to see what the hell they're talking about. I kept thinking, what about Aristotle? I mean, everyone else kept quoting about Aristotle in college courses. So I had to check out a few quotes, and I'm going to have to put some of that stuff in my video description area because he's got a lot of stuff to say, a lot of material that Aristotle had been very busy in his lifetime, including about politics. And there are websites out there that deal with the quotes concerning about old Aristotle. Now, what do I mention about Aristotle? Because he was a Greek philosopher, theorist. I mean, there was a lot of things he was trying to shoot for, basically telling stories in his own way, factual and fictional, but most of it was only his thoughts concerning about science and speech writing, but also about playwriting. I didn't realize, actually, I had one book I actually gotten a long time ago was Aristotle's Poetics, talking about script writing. Believe it or not, I had scripts back then. Of course, when you're doing plays, you need scripts. So, it was suggested a long time ago for beginning and budding script writers to study Aristotle's ways of learning how to be a scriptwriter, by learning some of his techniques on how to be a writer of plays. A long time ago, I had that book. A long time ago, I lost that book. Thank God for the internet because it actually has memories of what the PDF files are all about. Download, download, download. But also, he had politics. It was also talking about how fragile democracy is. And some of his quotes actually do ring a bell in a lot of things that people keep forgetting things. Uh, Try this one. Republics decline into democracies, and democracies degenerate into despotisms. Sounds familiar. Real difference between democracy and an oligarchy is poverty and wealth. Whenever men rule by reason of their wealth, whether they be few or many, that is an oligarchy, and where the poor rule, there is democracy. Oligarchy, you got the power at the top, and the many get to be screwed over. In a democracy, the poor will have more power than the rich because there is more of them, and the will of the majority is supreme. Except we want to control the power at the top, and then therefore you're screwed on that one. Democracy is when the indigent, and not the men of property, are the rulers. Yeah, says who? That sounds like these days. No democracy can exist unless each of its citizens is as capable of outrage at injustice to one another as he is of outrage at injustice to himself. Basically, if you're pissed off about a topic over here, let it out. Talk about it. See if you get a consensus about how many people can be pissed off about it. And that's what I keep saying about the independents these days. Young Turks and others like him, or them, all little satellites and affiliates to these guys, trying to build themselves up to another network comparable to the other networks we've been seeing for over 100 years. We did have CBS and ABC and NBC first, so they have their power. They got corporate. They got corporate money and shielding and things running through it. I keep telling people left and right, and these guys keep forgetting it left and right because they don't want to think about it. They only want to think about their own little area over here. That we only get pieces of the puzzle. We only get pieces of the thing that we're looking at. If we're talking about politics, you're not getting the entire story. You have to look at the entire spectrum, and that sometimes pisses people off and makes them sick as hell because now they got to see other things that they don't like to see. Why is this particular topic so damn heavy and hot? You just only see one viewpoint, and that's about it, your own. What about the other guy's viewpoint? What I've been saying about things in my own videos is there is more to looking at the damn topic than just one side. There's more. I could look at a damn fire and see it's fire. I can see fire at a burning brush and stuff like that. I know it's fire. I know it's there, dangerous and deadly, and my fear kicks in and I run like hell. Do I know who started it? No, because I see this wave coming at me and I have to run away from the damn thing. I'm not worried about the damn origins at this point over here, but if I was worried about the damn origins, maybe I would just stop and thinking about it until I get my asses roasted. Unless I get into a situation where I'm away from the damn fire and then start thinking about it and then start analyzing. But we're caught up in the fire. We're caught up in that wave coming towards us. We got actual fires that are chewing out many acres and tons of brush and throwing up tons of pollution in the air that other places are suffering. And yet I'm going to be hearing somebody else having a conniption fit about how their viewpoint in politics is not examined or welcomed. I don't give a shit about that viewpoint right now. I'm more concerned about a media threat, which is a fire that may be coming up my ass, and I gotta run like hell. Except for me, I'm going to be grabbing my can. I'm going to be hobbling like hell. But I'm using it as an example right now. In reality, we got places in California and in the West, western states that we have, northern western states, including Canada, getting torched, barbecued, smoked. Those things I look as realistic, dangerous, and priority. Not just political quibbling all the damn time. But they still want you to look at this one particular topic. Look at the flame on the finger. Isn't it wonderful? You're forgetting about the rest of the fingers are on fire at this point, buddy. No, 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 no. Just focus on this one. Focus on your anger and rage on this one here. Doesn't matter if the rest of the hand's being flamed up or not. Just focus on the finger. You have to focus your anger on this one. Focus! My hand and my arm is just on fire right now. No, no, no. Focus on the finger. Focus on the finger. I use examples like these. I don't think anybody else gets the idea. I don't think anybody else understands. That we've got many viewpoints. We're looking at different things at the same time, and we can't even get consensus going on what the hell we're looking at here. And if we did, maybe we form a democracy, or maybe we form a common idea at this point over here to be a majority at that point. Because the minority is telling me that I have to focus on one finger on fire instead of the whole damn arm, which is already burning right now as it is. Up there goes the forearm. and the upper and heading over towards the rest of the body. But I have to focus on this one thing because people keep telling me, focus on this. You have to focus on this. You know, there's another finger I could extend at them. Yeah, I got more quotes from old Aristotle on this one. If liberty and equality, as it is thought by some, are chiefly to be found in democracy, they will be best obtained when all persons alike share in the government to the utmost. Liberty and equality? Are you kidding me? In our form of government, in our form of times these days? Are you kidding me? It's an idea, an ideology here, but in reality, it doesn't work. Because what I keep hearing from the independents is blame this and blame this person. Hear what this guy's saying on here. Well, I heard. I heard. And now we got to freak out about it because this guy's saying it because there's absolute corruption in democracy. I got to tell you something. There's been absolute corruption in every damn government I've seen out there. Every kind of form of government. I'm taught the forms of government, but you know what I keep saying? History, history, history. Schmucks. We've had corruption ever since the day we formed that idea of there's going to be a form of governing you. And we've had that for a long while. Put that into context. God bless it. It pisses me off. They think it's the newest damn thing around. It's the newest rage. Give me a frickin' break. You can bribe a king, and he'll still chop off your head and still collect your taxes. Deal with that one. You have a sovereign ruler that you can swear absolute fealty, but you've got more money to persuade him to do something for you, and there's going to be favors to be repaid on that one, isn't it? Give me a break on this shit. I get sick and tired of it. I get sick and tired of sometimes I'm hearing all these bellyachers from the independents say, well, this person is corrupt. Yes, and don't you get it? I understand that you got your fingers pointing on everything else. How's your hand, by the way? You want me to focus on the one finger, but the rest of your bodies are all burnt and crispy already. Is the flame still burning on that exposed bone there, pal? Are we getting the image here? Aristotle can talk us about what democracy is supposed to be in his viewpoint and what we're supposed to be achieving and obtaining. And the problem is, there is no absolute. We have independents want absolute. They want a form. They want their own form. Yeah, they want their form. Somebody else has their form. Somebody has their form at this point. Can we not put this into a word as perspective at the here? Yes, we do have candidates who want you to think their way because their way is the better way. I got a cousin that I still love like crazy, but sometimes I can't stand her politics, and she's a Trumper. She's a Trumplicant. And sometimes I have to walk away from her and the family like crazy because they think alike. They think alike. They think that Trump's going to save their ass. He didn't save them before the first 4 years he got in office. Was the world a better place? Was their own world a better place? Were their taxes a better place? Did we see anything of benefit from a gas bag who kept conning people left and right throughout his lifetime? Including television shows concerning about these weird-ass gadgets. That he was going to be one of these people to say, I can approve of that one. Or you want to be part of his organization by doing all these damn outlandish shit just to satisfy a gas bag? I'm sorry, I don't do that anymore. Corporations want their own thing. They want money. The shareholders, the stockholders, they want the money. The CEO wants the money. They all want the money and the power and everything else. Now, when I get shown videos regarding an interview on a cable show or two, or maybe a news organization, they're telling me that if I get into office, I want this particular cabinet member fired. Why? Federal Trade Commission. We have a Federal Trade Commissioner in the current Biden administration. Let me see if I can get back in that one again. This is one thing I was just watching this morning. It's pissing me off. Billionaire LinkedIn founder was bellyaching on one of the channels. He gave the Harris campaign $7 million. When she gets in, he wants recompense. He wants a federal trade commissioner, which is Lena Khan, fired. I'm paying you to fire once you get in office. I want you to do this. Agreed. It's like listening to the damn Koch brothers or the infamous George Soros shit. But this one, he's putting it out there automatically, telling people, telling a live interview situation on CNN, I think a couple of days ago on this one, that, and I didn't hear any retract on this one either. If there was, I got to research that one. But this founder wants absolute power, absolute control, nobody to touch him. Sound familiar? Trump and the other Trumplicans in Congress are doing the same damn shit. They want to make rules and regulations. They want to make sure that the Supreme Court is screwed up as it is. They don't want liberalism. They don't want woke. They don't want far left. We want an extreme right because that's what we are. That's our form of democracy. As I said before, we got many forms of things that we're looking at that we're not getting the whole picture half the time. And sometimes I do watch Young Turks just to understand a few things. Try to see a topic and then I have to research the thing to see whether or not if I agree with their assessment or not. Just showing me a clip is not enough. I need to see the context. And if the guy is that screwed up and corrupt, then I'm going to say, I'm not doing any business with you, and I hope to God that I will tell everybody else not to do business with you, because if you're that corrupt, if you're going to be that controlling of an asshole at this point over here, well, then I will extend the middle finger on my video. You see, I never ask for anything on this video. Well, hardly ever. Communication is one thing. A long time ago, I asked for likes. Other times, I asked for shares of this thing. These days, I don't know anymore. I'm not looking for building a base, but if I am going to be building a base, so be it. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, okay, fine. I'll deal with my own musings and leave it at that. I'm not screwed up with that kind of financial shit. I know I'm one of the poor. Deal with a supplement, deal with a amount to deal with for the month and stretch it out. And then make stupid decisions with it. But I don't like dealing with other people telling me what I have to look at and what it's supposed to be because they say so. I don't care which side we're talking about. Look at this and react. You have to react. Why? Because you're going to exist. You're going to exist on my viewpoints. You're going to exist in my reality. Who am I to you? I don't know. I'm a schmuck. I'm a fool. I'm an idiot. I'm listening to other schmucks and fools and idiots mouthing off left and right. So if this ever gets over to Young Turks, please tell me you guys studied Aristotle. Please tell me that you tried to understand the form of democracy. Please tell me you understood a little bit about science. Because if you guys have forgotten all that damn stuff, with all your mouthing over here and say, you have to ignore everybody else and just pay attention to us, then I'm going to say, there's the finger. Have a nice day. That's my opinion. See, you guys are stuck just on one way of looking at it. Why don't you try educating the population about what you think or what you're examining, what the other viewpoints are? Bring it into focus. Not just keep telling us, you have to. You have to. You guys are going to force this shit down our throats now? You're going to be like the other schmucks you're complaining? You just turned yourselves into them. You complained about the corporate media left and right, about getting money left and right. People are getting uh, bamboozled, and people are losing money. Okay, fine. And the rich are getting richer. Yeah. The rich are getting richer, and we're getting poor. Yeah. You're not freaked out about it? What do you want, communism? Socialism? Did you want a capitalism? Did you guys forget Business Education 101? Did you forget the concepts of that? I hadn't taken it, but I'd studied the concepts of it when I was working and living with an accountant. Yeah, sometimes you'll learn things along the way without you realizing it. We live in a laissez-faire capitalist society here. We want the corporations to have money because we think we're going to get the trickle-down bullshit theory. We tried that back in the 80s with Reagan and Bush Sr. Didn't work, did it? Our economy tanked. Then we had to get a Democrat in there and try to fix shit. And he did for a while. Then we had another Republican tank that crap again. It's like every time we get a Republican, we keep getting things tanked. Why? Because they want more money, more. Ego. But then again, Democrats is the same damn shit as well. We want more. Well, we're trying to be the good guys. Right. There is not one altruistic person over there who's pure. When you go into politics, you know you're going to be getting into this kind of crap. You know it. Politics is a dirty game, especially when you're dealing with the control of people. Thoughts, actions, money, everything. You think you're going to be helping another person out, but you're going to be getting it left and right. Now, am I saying democracy is wrong? No. I'm saying the downfall of it. The upside is we're supposed to be coming out compromised laws that are theoretically going to be helping. The truth reality, it takes a lot of people to believe in that, to make it work, to make laws actually work and serve, to find people who can actually work and serve without trying to get something out of it. I'm more pessimistic these days. I'm getting less optimistic and more pessimistic. And the more I keep hearing these people griping and grumbling everywhere else, I'm more and more pessimistic and more chagrined about it. Sure, I'm supposed to be. Uh, what am I supposed to be again? Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to have freedom. Okay, how is that working? Well, I can say stuff. Right. But then again, I'm limited. People forget about that one. We're limited. See, we don't live in an absolute free society. We can't live in that. That is an anathema to us. But we're not looking for authoritative regimes either. We want to have our say. We want to have the arguments. We want to tell people what our viewpoints are so everyone else can look at the same damn board. Of course, they're going to have their own damn ideals and opinions about what the ideas are. Fine. So bring them together and let's see what we're pounding on. Let's see what we can come up with some kind of common solution. And maybe everything else that everyone hates, but if it's usable, workable, and needed, let's do it. Compromise. That's what government systems is, compromise. At least for the legislative branch, anyway. But for the rest of the working minions, process. That's all it is. They process paperwork. That's all it is. And I'm not listening to the other politicians trying to tell me that this person's bad and that person's bad. I already have a judge of character already. I already know who's bad and who's rotten and who may or may not be that way. And unfortunately, when you start sticking in theology into the damn thing, oh boy, we're in for it. Because now we got to have opinions left and right about what we think is right and what we think is wrong, and what's the higher power greater than ourselves can actually restore us to some level of sanity. Bullshit. We're all insane. Deal with it. We want to stay sober? Don't drink. You want to stay out of the drugs? Don't use. Simple. But it's not so simple when you're dealing with that kind of crap. Much the fact that we're still addicted to the damn politics and listening to every other media organization out there, including the independents who bitch and gripe to us anyway, that we're listening to the other guys instead of them all the time. I can't please anybody these days. I can't please anybody. Nobody, they want me to listen to this and this and this and this. I'm like, dude, Olympics are happening over here halfway across the world. We're trying to be rooting for the USA while we're falling to pieces. Half my country is getting burned its ass off. But I'm supposed to cheer for athletes across the ways in France because that's the Olympics. We're supposed to do that kind of shit. Then I'm supposed to hear other people bitching and griping about their politicians and saying and doing a hell of a lot of things. So I'm supposed to be feeling about that shit. This person, that person, this thing. You have to, you have to, you have to. I'm like, guys, shut the fuck up and let me live already, will you? No, you must react. You must be on this edge all the damn time. Ah. So what? Everybody else is fucking nuts. No wonder isolationism seems to be the best bet at this point over here. Theoretically. But that's also a trap. We got no choice but to get involved in the chaos. Because somewhere there's supposed to be some kind of sense we're supposed to be making it out of. I don't know. I'm just out of it today. I can blame, and that's all I feel like I am doing is blaming. And not just dealing. Not working, not dealing with this shit. I need to go back to bed. At least my dog's not up, thank God.